In this short video, we will demonstrate the power of Akamas Live Optimizations. Akamas provides you with a single platform to optimize application both in pre-production environments, for example to anticipate planned changes, cloud migrations, or chaos engineering scenarios, and directly in production while applications are running under a dynamically varying workload. Let's focus on live optimizations, and let's consider an e-commerce application composed by several microservices, each one being optimized in parallel by Akamas. In particular, let's look at the cart microservice. This microservice is a Java-based microservice, and indeed, the optimization scope includes both JVM and Kubernetes parameters, such as CPU and memory limits, JVM active processor count, GC type, and max heap size parameters. The optimization goal is to minimize the cost of the container running this microservice, with the additional constraints that both response time and error rate need to stay below the defined SLOs. Let's now have a look at how the Akamas optimization works right after being started. The red line represents the cost, and here we can see that after multiple configurations being applied, the cost has been reduced over time. Let's also inspect the workload, which is represented by the transaction throughput metric. And let's focus on this time period to observe more clearly the workload pattern. Let's now have a look at constraints. We can see them overlaid on the chart. And let's look at each one of them individually. Transaction error rate stays well below the error rate of 2%, which was set as SLO. If we look at response time, we see that there was one peak that went over the response time of 240 milliseconds that was set as a constraint. Let's analyze how Akamas did react to that peak. In order to do so, let's have a couple of other metrics added to the chart. First of all, container CPU limit, which represents the major driver for the cost. And the container memory limit. As we can see, after the response time peak, Akamas AI has been adjusting automatically both CPU and memory limits in order to making sure constraints would be matched. This can also be investigated by directly looking at each configuration over time. Thanks for watching this video on how Akamas can optimize Kubernetes microservice application while running live under varying workload. Please keep exploring other videos on Akamas Live Optimization. Stay tuned.